All right, everybody, good morning. Here we go again. Another week. Parts and service and sales. Everybody's humming. We're all making our numbers are real close to it. We got a bunch of deals setting that should get delivered in the next 5 to 7 days. Big thing we got to improve on is our finance PVR, or not even our PVR, it's just our swings. That's the only department that's short, and that's really short. We didn't have a finance manager for the past week, so that didn't help.
Excuse me?
We had a fill-in finance manager for the past week. I was doing multiple jobs, so I apologize. This week's going to be cold. It shouldn't hurt us that much. I mean, we're far enough into summer. You know, this weekend's Memorial Day. So I think it's going to be a pretty darn good week, even with bad weather. We just got to dig in and find a few extra deals, a couple extra ROs to close, a couple extra parts sales, and we'll hit forecasts across the board. So that's pretty damn exciting. This is the last day for the extra apparel on the website. Has everybody got your stuff ordered? If not, today it closes. So that's a reminder for that one. Customer review of the week would be Joel Grozowski. This is a good one. So the review is actually 3 parts, right? So this is how the review starts. Waiting and waiting and waiting, crossing my fingers emoji, and hoping, praying emoji, that the service department will get my mirrors installed on soft vinyl doors. I'll keep you updated. What was that star? Where's Gage? It was 3 stars, right? There he is, right there. What did you respond, Gage?
On schedule today.
I'm sure it'll turn out great. I'm sure it'll turn out great, right? I was like, So the follow-up review, it's now a 5-star. Well, folks, Gage and the service department knocked it out of the park on this custom job. Gage had the tech weld up flat stock on the soft vinyl doors and then attach the mirrors to both doors. That works perfectly for my wife and I. What a great job. Thanks, Gage and the service department. So, I mean, when you read that, I mean, it reads like a book. I mean, it's perfect, right? We'll get it done. It's going to turn out great. You're right. It turned out great. Thanks, Team Winnebago Land. So that was an outstanding review. Good job, Gage. Personal news. Anybody got some personal news? Anybody? Personal news?
Had a good spring ride. Should yield a lot of good PG&A stuff, a lot of talk about wraps, maybe some long travel kits for Lonnie, and it was good.
All right. Crank it up.
All right, we had a lot of good ones this week. Jordan and the sales team nominated Gage. Thank you again for handling orientations for us on Wednesday when Buzzy is off. Your flexibility and knowledge is extremely appreciated. Derek nominated the Friday-Saturday crew. Friday and Saturday, everyone up front stepped up to help each other out while we all cycled through multiple roles, responsibilities. Great work, team, with always being willing to set up and help out wherever needed. Derek nominated Scott. Scott juggled a few different high-pressure, short deadline jobs in a row for the service department and always kept a positive and detail-oriented attitude. Thank you for always being willing to help and giving 100%. Roy nominated Jesse for noticing the discrepancy in changes from a company and spent 3 determined days getting to the bottom of the pricing issue. Her dedication to finding the answer is a great example of everyone at TWL. Colleen nominated Ryan and Stacy. Thank you for receiving the parts on Friday so I could actually stay home on my day off. I appreciate you two so much. You guys are the best. Stacy nominated Ryan Betters, holding down the parts department Friday and Saturday and staying late Saturday to help a customer with his parts questions after hours. You juggle it all and still keep that positive attitude. Nice work, Ryan. And then Derek's gonna give this one out this week. This person was nominated twice for the same thing from 2 different people, so.
Yeah, this one's gonna go out to Jordan this week. I wrote down, Jordan threw on a few different hats this week with sales and finance and never skipped a beat. Thank you for always stepping up and keeping the details straight. Appreciate you, man. You busted butt.
Thank you.
New hires. This is Veronica Cornelius. She's going to be our new finance manager. You got anything you'd like to say to the group, VC?
No, I'm just ready to get started.
Perfect. So I worked with Veronica for a while in the past. Salesperson, sales manager, finance manager. She's kind of done all the automotive roles in the front end. So she's going to be a great addition to the team. I really think we're going to knock it out of the park with her. Birthdays! Nick Van Zeeland. He is not here. That's today, May 20th. Luke Van Zeeland. Thursday, May 22nd. That'll be his birthday. You tell us how old you're going to be?
28.
27? 40? 35?
40? Not 40 yet.
Grayson, no Grayson this morning. Grayson is May 25th, Sunday. Anniversaries. Jesse, 7 years. Yeah, May 22nd. 2 days. Culture card. Be approachable. Listen intently and be responsive. Be present. So what's that mean? Right? It's just engaging with your customers, like really meaning your engagement. Listen to what they have to say. Go back to Gage's review, right? He responded, he listened, and the customer really truly appreciated that, right? You can tell by his response at the end, hoping and praying that it gets done. Wow, they did a great job. That's following up with customers, answering their questions, be polite, be nice, be involved with their problem. Like when Derek drove into the swamp and fixed the guy's tracks, that's being engaging with their customers. And that's really what sets us apart from the other shitholes, right? That, well, Ken's is $500 less. Well, I guarantee you, they ain't going to send their manager out to fix your machine in the swamp. I can promise you that's never going to happen there. But it is going to happen here. So that's what sets us apart. And that's on each and every one of you. It doesn't matter if you work in the parts department, if it's Buzzy, if it's me. All of us are approachable. All of us are interacting with customers, and we all have a positive spin on it. So that's our culture card for today. Spring Grad is passed. Next event will be the 50th anniversary. That's coming up. Me and Claudia are working on that pretty hard. That's going to be towards the end of next month. It's going to be on a Saturday. I think it's going to be a pretty big event. Monday, June 2nd. So not this coming up Monday, following Monday. All forward-facing personnel, everyone that interacts with customers, are going to be here for Tom's Boot Camp on Culture and Process. What sets us apart, it's a great opportunity to connect with folks from the other dealerships as well, from Marine and Sheboygan. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday, June 2nd. Anybody got a question if they should come or not? Right? Everybody knows who needs to come? All right, we're going to have 100% attendance. It's going to be great. Word from our leaders.
Parts pacing real good. Probably will break goal this week. Still have a lot of opportunity with UTV. We're at 1533.11 out, and the LPI is 195. And crank through helmets, so the helmet wall's paying pretty good dividends so far.
Well, I got one other thing. We talked about accountability on the fridge last week. So I threw a few things away. There's still a couple that I let slide Saturday. Saturday, if it's not marked and it's not where it needs to be, it's getting thrown away when we close Saturday. So everybody, make sure you're tight on that. And then to Jordan.
So we'll start with sales. We're at 74 deals right now, with a week and a half left. Looking for a strong week here with Memorial Day. Hopefully some good traffic, and we'll be well over 100 and see how close we can get to 150. And then as far as finance goes, we're 70% finance penetration, which is great. 42% warranty, 11% VIP, and 56% battery coverage. So we'll get Veronica up to speed here this week, and keep on keeping on.
All right. Goody, where you at? Break it down.
Service. Where's Derek?
Come on, Derek.
Service.
Front center.
Service. Sales threw us a giant curveball with a crap load of ridges on order, so we are going to push the absolute crap out of bikes before those show up in a couple weeks. And we are pacing just above goal, looking for a strong finish to the month.
All right. Here we go. Now we go.
All right. Yeah, let's have a great day. Brought to you by Casey. Get yours. $20 can koozies, by the way. I don't know. I could say something, but hey, let's have a great week. Middle of the week, middle of the month here. Let's keep on keeping on here. TWL on 3, 1, 2, 3. TWL. Big toe on 3.